Hello and good morning and welcome to Mocha in the Morning, where we're adding a little flavor to your morning blend. I am your host, Miss Keisha Boyd, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, my officially Jorge.
Buenos dias, chica.
Well, you know, live TV is like that. You know, we just do what we do and keep it moving.
We just keep it moving. That's what we do.
Oh,
you have to.
Listen.
You know how many times I've had to erase and then redo, erase, re-glue, re-glitter vision board for 2020. I mean, come on.
So that is what we're doing. Look, 2020 has been something else, okay? Is it Christmas yet?
Thank you.
New Year's. Something.
Seriously.
Oh my goodness. It's just been so much going on. How are you, honey?
Well, I'm definitely not stimulated, kind of thing, but I think most of America can say that. We're still waiting on our package.
Okay.
But some people can't seem to make up their mind.
Oh my goodness.
But you know what? We have some fun stuff. We actually have an exclusive.
Yes.
So I know we talked about this before. Author Silly Ricio, who's actually one of our favorite bloggers. She's also with Moms Rising. But her book came out. And she is giving us an exclusive interview as one of our signature blends later on in the show.
Oh, that's amazing. And we love Celie. We love everything she's doing with the book and what it's about and what it stands for. And Moms Rising, I've been a part of that movement, and thank you so much, Celie, for including me and all the other moms, Mocha moms. So
how does she? You know what's so funny and great about her at the same time? Like with her job, her book, and her daughter, and just 2020. I can't keep up all her Facebook posts. She is it's like this on a roll. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yes,
and they're always really super funny.
Look, that's what we do, honey. This is what we do. So congratulations. We can't wait for you guys to see the signature blend with Celie Ricio. We have so much more coming up with steamers, piping hot, and all that good stuff. But
first, coffee. Where's my coffee?
We'll be right back.
Where's the mad crew?
You know what?
Mocha in the Morning is brought to you in part by the Portico Cafe, where conversation, connection, and community create change.
All right, welcome back to Mocha in the Morning, where we're adding a little flavor to your morning blend. Once again, I'm your host, Miss Keisha Boyd, and my co-host, the giggly one over there, is officially Jorge. Apparently, he has some amazing steamers. They're tickling him before he can even start.
Well, I'm laughing because, since when did this block become 2 pages?
Okay. Listen.
No, I got some really great steamers for you today. So
Yes.
Here we go. So, number 1. All right, so, guess who put on a classy, bougie, yet ratchet performance on Saturday Night Live? Megan Thee Stallion!
Wow, I would have never guessed.
Yes! And let me tell you, it was a blockbuster performance.
Yes.
And she wants everyone to giddy up on her message about how we need to protect black women.
Yes.
Because I'm telling you, it's the backbone of this nation.
Come on now. You better preach.
So yeah, I mean, she was stunning. Rave reviews, good for her. And that's a huge deal when you get to actually, headline Saturday Night Live. So I'm super happy for her.
Yeah, way to use a platform. Seriously.
Seriously. I mean, So just go to the RollingStone.com. That story is there because the message is serious. She says, because in the end, we need our black women, end quote. That's what the rapper said. So she better do it.
Yes.
Yes. I think she walked right out that stage, too. All right. So, check this out. So remember the couple that like went in their front yard with the handguns and like the machine gun. Mm-hmm. Well, just go to the HuffPost.com because you know what to say about dessert, right? Well, those two folks, a grand jury just indicted them. They were the ones who were waving the guns at the anti-racism demonstrators. Yeah. So they will have their nice day in court. Mm-hmm. So that'll be something kind of like interesting to follow up on because, you know, remember they showed up at the Republican National Convention, like, you know, we were protecting our property, and it's kind of like, no, what you're going to get is an indictment.
There it is.
So that's what you can protest that.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. This is not some pretty sad news. So everybody knows the king of pop, Michael Jackson. Well, he is on record for having one of the greatest collaborations in pop music. And that is with, of course, his music and the guitarist Eddie Van Halen. Remember Beat It? Yeah. I mean, that guitar riff is like probably in the all-time best guitar riffs.
And most memorable.
Yeah, and for like Michael Jackson to like totally find a way to blend pop, rhythm and blues with that rock and roll guitar vibe. I mean, tell you, that's why Beat It is one of the best songs and the greatest songs ever recorded. When he passed away, so rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen, who's also the guitarist for the rock group Van Halen as well. Yeah. So check this out. And more rock and roll news. Mm-hmm. This is okay. So Lenny Kravitz, I'm sure all of you have seen, like, he's
American Woman,
right?
Okay.
I'm like, look, his memoir is coming out, but I don't think y'all care about that. All y'all care about is on the cover of
We are totally tuned in.
He's got like a 24, 36. I don't know how many packs he's got, but he's packing.
Let me tell y'all something.
On this cover.
Lenny is 56 years old, honey, and he can get it. Okay?
Right. And you know, Keisha usually likes
my thing. Yes, I do love me a chocolate brother. Dipped twice, okay?
Double
dipped, baby. A good old chocolate dud. But you know what? Lenny Kravitz, he all right with me. He is all right. Wow. You know, it's not just, it's the persona, it's the aura of Lenny Kravitz.
I mean, but you know? Everybody in that family, his mother was gorgeous. They have Lisa Bonet.
Wait a minute,
then you have the daughter. And then, I mean, like the whole group
Let's
of
talk
people.
about how lucky Lisa is. Or how, like, she went from fine to finer, or to fine and fine. Like, it was a very lateral.
Well, she should feel lucky because she's an American woman.
You know, listen, she should, because both her men who do get along in a very blended family.
They live in that life.
The whole family gorgeous.
I just kind of got a dip. Moving right along.
You did what?
All right, so the Phoenix Awards were on BET. Go to BET.com.
Yes.
If you want to catch up on the Phoenix Awards, Keisha, tell us what all that is about.
So the Phoenix Awards are going to be actually Saturday, okay, on BET, and it's hosted by Taraji P. Henson. And it will honor some of our great entertainers.
Come on, Cookie.
And people who are doing great things for our community. Including, you know, Benjamin Crump.
Yes.
Some others. You'll have performances by Common and Anthony Hamilton and some other greats that'll be on that show. So tune into BET for the Phoenix Awards on Saturday.
And all the information there is on BET.com. Don't forget the Phoenix will always.
I think it's Saturday or Sunday.
Right.
Yeah, this weekend.
Hey, and you know what? It is never too early to celebrate the holidays. I wish we could celebrate them every day. Yes. And in my little head, I do. But we're talking about that jingle jangle.
Jingle jangle.
With Felicia Rashad, Forrest Whitaker. They're going to star in a Jingle Jangle, A Christmas Journey. Mm-hmm. That's going to be streaming on Netflix. So that'll be fun. You know, we need some jingle and some jangle together, like right now, and anything else you want to put in there. Tambourine, that works.
Hey,
you know, I need Samuel L. Jackson on the drums. I mean, we need it.
We need all of it.
We need all of it.
All right, thank you so much for our steamers. Yes. We'll be right back with Piping Hot.
Oh, don't forget, we also have our signature blend with Silly Riccio and If Dominican Were a Color out now.
Yep.
Woo! That was loud. Mocha in the Morning's Piping Hot Topics has been brought to you by Patty's Peppers, Hungarian hot and sweet peppers. Which will you choose? Why not both?
Welcome back to Mocha in the Morning, where we're adding a little flavor to your morning blend. I am your host, Miss Keisha Boyd, and it's that time for Piping Hot. And of course, I can't do it alone. I need my sisters with me. So I will welcome my Mocha Marvels. Let's start with Dr. Jen Dobson.
Hi, good morning. I want to give a quick shout out to my sister, Stephanie Johnson, who's getting married tomorrow. Woo-hoo! So congrats, sister.
Amazing. I love it. Black love, black love. All right, Miss Kenya Woodard.
Good morning, everybody. We have made it through another week. I'm excited to get my weekend going. How about you?
All right, and of course, Miss Kia Shakur.
What's up, everybody? And shout out to Jen's sister who was making a wedding happen even during COVID. Like, that's a huge accomplishment, people. Yay. Shout out.
Yes.
Well, we wish Stephanie and her fiance, husband in a day, the very best. So give her our very mocha morning.
Thank you.
Love.
I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
So let's jump right into all this piping hot news. Jorge's clowning me because we on live TV and I just messed it up. But that's okay. It's all good. We're going to keep it moving. Okay, listen. First of all, our Mocha Marvel leader, okay, Mother Mocha, Michelle Obama, okay, put it down, okay, down. Girl, Kenya, please tell us about our First Lady and how she just dropped it on Trump and his old people and supporting Joe Biden.
Listen, it was like part 2 from where she left off with the DNC, right? You know, it is what it is. But this is Michelle's wheelhouse. She's not, for electoral politics. She isn't too fond of campaigning. But when it's time to send out a message to kind of close the deal, if you will, this is where she comes in very handy and very effective. So, and she's not scary about it. She's just like, look, here's what you have at stake. Here's what you need to do. I mean, she just lays it out so plainly, and she just makes it, hey, in your face, but not scaring you with the information. She's just giving you the facts.
Right. Absolutely. Kia, what'd you think of it?
Great thing about Michelle Obama that irks a lot of conservatives and definitely irks Donald Trump is that she's unfazed like her husband. Like, you can talk bad about me all you want to. It's not changing the fact that this is what's going on right now. We need people to vote. We need people to vote for Joe Biden, and this is why we need them to vote. And it's very simple. And a lot of her facts were very plain, plain as day, very straightforward, and she delivered it like she was delivering a closing argument. I know a lot of people tend to forget that she's a lawyer, but it was a very closing argument-like, and I appreciated it.
Now, Dr. Jen, were you impressed with our First Lady?
Listen, this is what an educated woman sounds like. And I know we haven't really heard from any educated people during this current 4 years. So it's hard to really understand what educated sounds like, but this was it, okay? It was clear, it was concise, it was educated, it was powerful. I mean, this is what we were used to, and then we lost it after,
You better stay
Trump.
Dr. Jen.
Shout out to Jen calling everybody stupid.
In
a very educated, polite way.
Speaking of the uneducated, okay, and the ignorant, the super spreader in chief, they call their president, okay, honey, the White House is hot, okay. Let me tell you something. The karma, the irony, and all of this. Quite honestly, I'm going to tell you all the truth. This was the first time I thought that fake news was true. Right? Like, I'm like, he does not have no corona. Like, this is a publicity stunt. This is not, like, I don't know what he's going to try to do, whether it's sell the drugs he has a investment in, or what is going on. Like, it's really hard to believe the truth. I do think that it's a publicity stunt, but all of these people that have tested positive, I'm like, I still don't quite believe the president, but maybe these are, I'm just very skeptical. Kia,
I'm sorry, but this coronavirus at the White House is going around like the clap at a frat house at this point. I mean, everybody's getting it. Every other day, somebody has it. Like, oh my God, did we sit next to the same person? Did we sleep with the same girl? We all have it. We all have COVID-19. It went from 3 people to like 20 people now all over the place have COVID-19. Right. So we may not believe the president. I know that was really funny. I practiced that. I know that we may not believe that Donald Trump has it, but we've actually seen Kellyanne Conway, thanks to her daughter, who is coughing up a lung on video and looks a hot mess, who actually does have real severe symptoms. So people are getting it. It is real. But the dog and pony show he put on is where I have an issue with.
It's ridiculous. How can he... I mean, I'm not going to ask how can he. I know how and why. Because he is who he is, right? But to, basically say, oh, don't be afraid of it. Go live your life. Like, what is he? That is not leadership.
Yeah, so he's trying to turn the narrative around. Remember, this is a guy who not so long ago was adamant about, like, not promoting, social distancing, wearing a mask. I mean, he was just like, if you, yeah, it's out there, but don't let it run your life, that kind of thing, right? And now he's trying to do this 180 because now that he's had COVID, or he has it, whichever, now he's trying to make it seem like he's some kind of hero, and he's gonna overcome it, and you can too. And so now he's like, promoting, he put out something saying, wear a mask, practice social distancing, all the steps that the CDC and other health orgs have been promoting for these last 8 or 7 months or whatever. Now he's on board, and it's kind of infuriating. If I was someone who lost a loved one to COVID, I would be very upset right now.
That is so true. Like, it's just insensitive, disrespectful. Yeah. Just him. Now let's talk about money, right? And the stimulus package. And at first he was saying that he was pulling a plug on it. Now he's trying to backtrack it a little bit. Jen, how can this man even consider closing off talks about helping the American people until the election is over? What is that about?
I wasn't surprised in the least. I knew that was going to happen. That does not surprise me. I mean, everything that's gone on since COVID began is boggles my mind. I mean, this is a man who's narcissistic and selfish, and he's going to find ways to make as much money off of this stunt, or whether he had COVID, didn't have. I don't even know anymore. And this is the sad part. We live in a country where we don't even know if our president is lying to us to our face. But anyway, I'm not surprised that they're not going to give the stimulus. They didn't really want to do it the first time. It's cost the country millions and millions of dollars. Technically, we can't really afford to really do it truthfully anyway. Businesses are failing, but people are on unemployment for far too long. I didn't see it happening. I mean, from the get-go.
It's almost like he's holding the election as ransom.
Absolutely, he is. Absolutely. It's crazy though too. I don't know if you guys know. There's a little fun fact. So the company, one of the companies that gave him the vaccine, I went on my stock trader today, just to kind of see what they're doing. They're making a fortune, okay? Just from this morning to now. The company is called Regeneron Pharmaceuticals, and they're currently worth it's $590 a share, and that's up from just this morning. I looked at it about an hour ago.
It was $530, so it's climbing quickly.
Exactly, it's climbing, and so to me, I see this all as a stunt. It's all a financial uptick. If he put $1 million into that stock and just today it's made 8%, can you imagine how much money he made off of it?
Exactly.
So yeah, he's not going to give any of that money to the American people. We have to fend for ourselves, people. So those of you that are waiting for some money from the government, just forget about it. Figure out to create a business. Figure out what you can do for yourself, because it's not going to happen. So we just got to do for our own.
Yeah. And speaking of the White House, let's talk about Melania, okay, and Stormy Daniels, the two classiest ladies we know, right? Listen, there seems to be some cattiness going on. Melania clapped back at Stormy, and Stormy was like, "Hold up, hold on. Who you talking to? Kia, tell me. The hoes is fighting. The hoes fighting.
Talk about the pot calling the kettle black. Talk about Hoesapalooza.
What?
We have two women. Two legitimate hoes, like legitimate, not just all calling you a hoe because I'm mad. No, legitimate hoes arguing over who's more of a hoe than the other person.
This is a family-friendly show.
But I know it's a family-friendly show. I totally get it. But that's literally what they're doing on a public platform.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't make any sense that we have the president, the wife of the first lady being recorded making these comments about the woman that her husband slept with while she was pregnant. Is this Maury? Are we on Maury? This seems like a very Maury situation.
Jen, help us out.
Listen,
who's more expensive?
Oh my God. I can't.
Well, if we're talking about who's more
getting the
expensive,
best return on investment?
well, he probably got a better return on investment with Melania, but at the same token, Stormy, she was the one that was putting in that extra work. So I don't really know.
Well, according to Stormy, it wasn't a lot of work to put in.
Okay, I'm done. I'm leaving. I'm done.
Y'all know every family does have a hoe now. I'm just saying.
But listen, let me say this. Here's the thing about Stormy, and I'm Team Stormy, by the way. Let me say this. Here's the thing. Stormy has never, ever denied or shied away from who or what she is, okay?
Right.
She has always been upfront about that.
She's
never denied it. She's good with it, okay? So the problem is that you have folk like Melania and others who think they can shame her. And you can't. You can't shame her. She will turn it around so quick. And I'm curious to know why people keep coming for her. She cannot be toyed with. She cannot be played with.
Because she is
comfortable
in who and what
Absolutely.
she is. And when you find somebody comfortable in what and who they are, there is nothing you can do. They are good with that.
Absolutely. They're right. It is.
Listen.
But I can't believe we're all taking hoe sides. Like, we're actually Team Stormy, Team Melania.
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely.
The correct term is sex worker. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for the politically correct term, Kenya.
Not when you sleep with somebody as nasty as Donald Trump. You're not called a sex worker anymore. You're just a hoe. Like, for real. It's just that.
But at least you gotta be comfortable in the hoe that you are. Okay?
He's gross.
Right.
This is really
Let's move on.
Y'all. I needed this in my life. I don't know about y'all, but I did. Okay? Thank y'all for indulging me. All right, listen. Anybody got time? Moving on to other news. In this world, we are still experiencing injustices, police brutality, and the latest example is with Jonathan Price. Now, this young man in Texas was supposedly breaking up a domestic issue. Police were called. They tried to detain him, tased him, didn't respond, and the police officer shot him. Now, this police officer has been indicted or in jail on $1 million bond. There's been some controversy over this young man because people were like, he's a sellout. He spoke against black women and all this stuff. Regardless, he doesn't deserve to die or be killed, regardless of his opinions. Talk to us about that, Kenya.
Yeah, so I actually got into a rabbit hole on a thread about Jonathan and what happened to him. And it's clearly in this climate that we have right now, people have no tolerance for fence sitting. You got to be on one side or the other. So there was a clear divide between black and white.
Kenya, we're losing you. Hold on 1 second.
Come together on didn't deserve to die. And I question
Kenya, we're losing you. Hold on 1 second.
Kenya's having an issue with her audio. I'll go real quick.
Okay.
I think that it's the issue that I have, the same issue that we've always had with this, is that it's poor police training. This is awful police training. We have a rookie police officer who was morbidly obese, by the way, who I think knew he couldn't, even if the guy was doing something crazy, knew he couldn't, apprehend him physically or chase after him because he was too big and fat to do that. So just was like, I'm just going to tase and shoot, which again, it shows poor police training. And that's where the issue is always going to be with the police officers who do stuff. You don't know what to do. You're living in fear. You make horrible decisions, and now it's going to affect the rest of your life, and a man's life is taken.
Right. And now, Dr. Jen, I saw on your post, because that's where I really started getting into it, that you had this long thread of people going back and forth about, I think it was like our weight or something like that. What were they talking about on your post?
Yeah, so here's the problem I have. Like, where have we lost our humanity? Like, where do we forget to be human beings and recognize that somebody is dead? Like,
Right.
yeah, this guy may not have been the coolest guy. He didn't like black women. Cool. He thought police was all cool and everything was good. Fine. But did he deserve to die? Like, what is wrong with people? There's people on my thread talking about some poetic justice. That's not poetic justice. That's murder.
Yeah.
This man was murdered. It's not like we still live in a society, the last I checked, that has checks and balances. We have a judicial system. You get to go to trial. Somebody gets to tell you what you're sentenced for. You don't get to just kill people. So I didn't like the people on my post. I was so disappointed in their thought process that just because somebody disagrees with my beliefs or thinks something differently or is cool with cops or has friends with cops, it doesn't mean that he deserved to die. Now, I will say, though, that I'm disappointed in his family for not teaching him what it means to be Black in America. Because I think as a parent, and I'm sure that you guys, those of you with kids can relate, we have to teach our brown boys what they are supposed to do in situations to avoid this. Yeah. Where I don't feel like his mother, based on what I read, I don't know for sure, she taught him that everybody is happy, good, lovey, blah, blah, blah. Cops are great as long as you act a certain way. That's cool. But it didn't serve him. Yeah. And I think a lot of Black children need to know this.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, ladies, for that. Listen, let's talk about some other news. So we know that, Chrissy Teigen and John Legend were pregnant, and they struggled for many years to have, children on their own the natural way. And so this pregnancy for Chrissy Teigen and John Legend was, a surprise, right? A great surprise that she could get pregnant on her own. Unfortunately, she lost that baby.
The reason why I'll take it is because I don't know if anybody else has been through this on the show. I've had a miscarriage where it was pretty traumatic and it was a lot, and you just kind of don't know how to deal. And I know she lost her baby. I think she started having complications at 20 weeks, wow, but officially lost the baby at 22 weeks. And a lot of people jumped on her for having a photo shoot, what they're calling a photo shoot after or during the the loss of pregnancy. This is what we call it, after 20 weeks. The reason why they do that, when you have a miscarriage, once your child goes from an embryo to a fetus into like a baby, they do that because they still want you to bond with the experience, because even though the pregnancy didn't go all the way to fruition, the baby is still a person and they want you to celebrate the life and the experience. So they take pictures of you throughout, because you do have to give birth to a baby that's over 20 weeks. You can't do a DNC. You cannot do a misoprostol. You have to give birth. So I wasn't surprised that she took the pictures. It's normal. I know girls with full albums of their pregnancy loss. There are women who have had their baby die the last week. My cousin gave birth to, was 9 months pregnant, and her baby died the week before she was due, and she had to give birth. So, I feel bad for them. I'm glad she put it out there, because there's so many women who go through this and no one talks about it. I mean,
you're right.
If you're on my YouTube channel, you see my video, but this is not an uncommon thing to happen, especially once you get over the age of 30.
Absolutely. And I know people and have seen photo shoots of stillborn babies, and I used to, and before I understood that, I'm like, why would they want to do that? Like, that's so, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can deal with that, but I do understand exactly what you're saying. You have to give birth, and you need to, it's almost like a closure, maybe, you know what I mean? When, just, it's a very, very, very touchy subject, for sure. Yeah.
But our hearts go out to them.
What'd you say?
Our hearts go out to them.
Absolutely.
Hopefully they try again.
Absolutely, they should. And if they want to, but we certainly send our prayers and thoughts to not only them, but other women and families who are experiencing something of the same. All right, now we are going to talk about the root, okay? they have released the 100 most influential African Americans, period. So, ages 25 to 45, which is a great target. So, I'm excited, that they've done this, especially they put like this age range on it, because there are a lot, as you have seen, especially in this last year with all the social and the changes that are going on, that our young generation has stepped up and used their voices, their platforms, and they're not afraid to do so. So, Kenya, who are some of these great people on this list?
Oh man, they have some fantastic folks on this list. 2 of the 3 women who founded Black Lives Matter, they made the list. You have Yamiche Alcindor. She's the journalist covering the White House for NPR. Fantastic journalist. Kehinde Wiley. Does that name ring a bell?
Mm-hmm. No.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, it should. He's the guy that did the portrait of President Obama.
Oh, yeah.
That's hanging in the National Gallery. I mean, just like a collection of who's who, and who is in the spotlight right now, pushing, activism, arts, media. It's wonderful. I look forward to this list every year because some names pop up again and again, but some new names come on board, and then you get to see like an upgrade or an updated, bio of some folks to see what they're up to now and who's behind doing what. So it's always a fantastic list. I love it.
Now, is there anyone that wasn't on that list noticeably that you think may have, that should have been on that list?
Yes, Megan Thee Stallion.
Okay. All right. Now, is she 25 yet?
I think so. I think she made 25 this year.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe she didn't make the cut at the time of publish.
Maybe not. So maybe she should be on the next year route.
Yes. Why are we adding her to this list?
Because WAP is amazing. So her and Cardi need to be on it as soon as Cardi gets to 25 too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly. And to round out our piping hot, we are talking about Ananda Lewis. Now, Ananda Lewis, for most of us, is a part of our teen days, all right? On BET. She had a show that she hosted there. What was the show's name? Gosh, was it Teen Summit?
It was Teen Summit.
Summit, okay. And I mean, she's been around. I definitely, remember her from back in the day. She announced that she has stage 3 cancer, breast cancer, and that she regrets not getting a mammogram sooner. This is a very personal topic for probably most of us because we know someone that's gone through breast cancer. Personally, I just turned 40 and I'm getting my first mammogram this week. So and because I know how important it is, and because I have a family history of breast cancer, it's even more important that I do my my self checks and also go and get my mammograms done. It is, I'm sure she feels some type of way for not being able to share this sooner, especially with her family, and not taking care of herself the way that, she should. And I know a lot of times in our communities of color, we put things on the back burner. We put other things in front of our own health. And our self-care is almost the last thing that we even think about if we get around to it. You know what I mean? So Jen, do you have any comments on this topic specifically?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I agree with you. I mean, I got my first one done, I want to say 2 years ago. So I was 41. And after, seeing what she's going through, it reminded me to go this year because we are doing all, so much with COVID. So it's really important that we take the time out to have those. And it's interesting too, for those, I mean, there's all different types of, women that can be worried about going. Even those that have breast implants should understand that they should still go and get their mammogram because they do have a different process, but it works all the same. So it's really important to go no matter what your situation is.
All right. And once again, this is a special topic for me too, because my mom this year was diagnosed with breast cancer, and thank God she caught it early and she's cancer free. And so we're all wearing some shade of pink today for Breast Cancer Awareness Month this month. So if, you know, you have family members, friends, make sure you're talking to your girlfriends too who are 40 plus and say, hey girl, did you go get the tatas checked? Did you check your tatas this month? Make sure it's a serious situation. That's right. We've got to make sure that we take care of ourselves as best as we can. But, all right, ladies, that is it for Piping Hot. We so appreciate you being here. Of course, it's a beautiful time with my Mocha Marvel sisters. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week. And we'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you next time.
All right, we'll be right back with Officially Jorge. Stay tuned. Piping Hot is brought to you by Patty's Peppers. Get yours 50% off when you use the promo code MOCHA. Go ahead and get you some.
Good morning, Mocha Marvels. This is Officially Jorge, and you're watching Mocha in the Morning. And we have a very special guest, mi hermana from another madre. It's the author, Celia Riccio, and her book is out, If Dominican Were a Color. Good morning, and welcome to the show.
Good morning, everyone. It is so good to be here and so good to see you.
I want to touch on a little bit on how your book, If Dominican Were a Color, how this book is perfect for what some of us are experiencing right now, just in 2020. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was speaking to folks earlier, and I'm like, I'm sure like your vision board on January 1 and your calendars, I'm sure they all looked a certain way at the beginning of the year.
It was not this. I guarantee you it was not.
So tell us how fitting you think this book is for the times that we are in right now.
You know, I can tell you how it was for me to get it in the mail. In the midst of everything that's happening, it was a pause and it was a moment of joy and a moment of celebration. So I think that if you need a break, if you need to smile, if you need to identify with something that's good and positive and joyful, then this is the book that you should pick up.
There has just been such an outpouring of support from the people who are your followers and your audience, the people that you reach out to. How does that feel, just to have so many people just rooting for you? And what kind of stories have they been sharing with you?
It's been, amazing. It just kind of picked up like right before the book came out. It was like a rolling wave. And it's been heartwarming. It's also, Jorge, we're on social, we build these communities, we root for everyone, we root for our folks. And so it feels like this was my turn. And it's strange, right? Because I'm used to being the cheerleader. I'm not used to being on the field. And so it's a little weird in that way where I'm still kind of getting comfortable with it. But I think the story sustained me, being able to go through and have people, like I said, in my inbox telling me that, that they cried when they first read the book to their child, that they looked through and, saw themselves, that they are giving it to their niece and nephew because they want to make sure that they know. So it's been heartwarming in seeing the comments and the stories and this is needed. And then I think probably one of the best comments that I've gotten is that one of my friends was like, can you just take off Dominican and put Ecuadorian because the book applies to me? And they're like, well, can you just, all the people are like, can you just take, because honestly, when you look at the book, really, when you look across the diaspora, you can change some things on the inside, right? Some nuances around food or drink or play, but it really could be any place in the diaspora, especially in the Caribbean. I love that you said that you looked that when you looked at it, that it was like you recognize that place. And I think too, that was without me knowing, intentional from Brianna's perspective. I got a chance to talk to her recently about it because, she lives in Trinidad. So she was the perfect person. Like, she knew what that sunset would look like, because she has seen it. And so I think that was a big kind of coming together and just being that full circle moment again. This book is about my story in being Dominican and, what my experiences have been. But ultimately, I think it touches, everyone in the diaspora.
The illustrator was like, she was in your head, or like y'all was on the same vibe.
Right. So here's the fun part that most people don't realize. I never spoke to the illustrator. And she spoke about this. She said that when she read the first 4 lines of my poem, she already started like seeing a movie play out in her head as to what images. And that's the reason why she took the job, which was great. But I love the fact that I didn't have contact with her and that I still got this perfect, like, if I could draw, if I could paint, I would never have been able to do this.
Wow.
And it was perfect.
Okay, so if Dominican Watercolor is out, you can get it everywhere. You can go to CeliRicio.com. Boom, it's on Amazon. Or you can be that lucky person that picks up the one that's autographed at Barnes & Noble. And we love having you on Mocha in the Morning. We're so happy for you. Congratulations again on your book, If Dominican Watercolor, CeliRicio. The book is out everywhere. Get it. Read it. You will absolutely enjoy it. Thank you so very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we'll be right back after this with Mocha in the Morning, where we're adding a little flavor to your morning blend.
Don't you go anywhere. Coming up next, it's beauty and fashion mocha marvel Liz Everett. Stay tuned. Hello, Mocha in the Morning style babes. So it's Liz Everett, your style and beauty guru. And today I'm going to help you rock life like a runway by making it effortless and easy for you to look and feel fabulous every single day. All right, now you see my client's closet behind. We reorganized the entire closet. We did hanging racks, all that good stuff. But we also did this great rack outside. It's an all metal rack, so fabulous, and makes it really easy for us to curate a collection of ready-made outfits. So I grabbed some no-slip hangers and hung 30 outfits ready to go. Imagine how much time that will save you in the morning. Then all you have to do, grab an outfit and you're ready to go. All right, go rock life like a runway, girlfriends. Promotional consideration is brought to you by the Klingman Group. Your Mocha Minute is brought to you by blackinthebay.com, your online connection to everything that's Black in the Bay.
Hey everyone, this is officially Jorge, and I want you to check out this week's Mocha Moment. So check this out. This UPS driver, like every day on his route, like he takes pictures of all of the dogs that he gets to encounter. I thought that was so awesome. Yes. So check this out. This is this week's Mocha Moment. Boom!
Boom, boom, shake the room. Listen, what a great show. My Mocha Marbles always
coming through.
Okay, always coming through with a great commentary. I can't, thank them enough for always being here. And thank you for being here with us watching Mocha in the Morning. Of course, we want you to continue to share with your friends. You know what? Cut it out. Share with your friends and family.
So we do. I'm just trying to I'm backing you up.
Thank you, boo. Thank you for having my back. But listen, you can find us where?
You can find us on every single social media platform at Mocha Morning Show. We want to thank all of our sponsors and also thank you, Celia Ricia, for that exclusive. Don't forget her book is out now, If Dominica is a Color.
Awesome. So, of course, next Friday, same place.
I better see you there.
Same time.
But only if you want to add a little bit of
flavor to your morning blend. See you later. My Mocha Marbles in the house. Hey.
Because they're savage.
Yes.
They're bougie,
no.
classy, ratchet.
Bye, y'all. No.
I want to be the ratchet.
I know.